Hello there, here we are in the beautiful region of Puglia. Today I'm showing you a beautiful 3-bedroom property with a swimming pool. Now we are located right bang in the middle between Martina Franca and Ostuni, so about a 15-minute drive to Ostuni and a 15-minute drive to Martina Franca. This is one of my favorite areas, really nice area here. You've got tons of variety in the trees, beautiful mature oak trees, but you've also got some pretty drastic hills here. So you've got more properties with views and super picturesque road. If you've ever driven from Ostuni to Martina, you'll know what I'm talking about. But this property is fully finished. We'll start to walk inside because there's a fair amount to show you. Now it's about 140 square meters of property I'm showing you today, and this is absolutely fully finished. You can see it's a very high-end quality finish that they've gone for with this property, and therefore we have things like underfloor heating. We actually have fan coil units that do both cooling and heating as well, so a house you can live in all year round. I want to just have a quick look at the outside, but obviously I'll be going into more detail with this. So you can see the swimming pool. We are raised up on top of a hillside here, so there are views over the top of the trees in the distance. So incredibly good location. And as you can see, we've actually got a separate unit here where we've got a bedroom and bathroom set up. So a little guest house separate from the main house. And then we've got this beautiful outside area. But we'll do this at the end because I kind of want to start off from the inside, and there's a lot to love in this property. Again, everything has been done very high end, so a lot of money has been spent on this property. The kitchen, I love this style kitchen in this type of a property because this is an old lamia which over the years obviously has been expanded upon. But you can see we've got tall ceilings in here. There's a very bright feeling in here. Now we haven't opened all the curtains, but we have a window here, a window there, the doorway we came in from. There's tons of light in this property, very nice feeling when you come in here. And then I love the decor. The decor is absolutely stunning, perfect for this type of a property. I love the lights. These are all stone lights with the lights kind of shining on behind them. And then you've got a fully functional kitchen here. Now, as I said previously, as we were coming in, I said we do have underfloor heating here. So this is definitely a house that can be lived in all year round, and you have the space for it. Tons of storage space throughout, and I love how it's all integrated very prettily in the actual property itself. Now we do have a little storage unit here on the left, which is absolutely wonderful to have in these types of properties. You can see they've just got a bit of everything in here. So a good amount of space in here. And whilst on my left-hand side here, you've got the first bathroom, which really caters to the house, because obviously we do also have each bedroom has its own bathroom in here as well. So very nice to have. Walking through here, you can see I'm not ducking around, but you can see this is a beautiful sitting room here. And you do have the fireplace, which is fully functional, and just look at the stone ceilings, walls, the little areas in there, the little space and the nicchie. It's very picturesque. The sofa has been made to size, so all the furniture is kind of made for this property, and obviously can be included in this property because they were bought specifically for this property, and it's kind of very fitting how they've done it. This leads us through to the first of the 3 bedrooms. Again, really pretty. I mean, one of the nicest lamias that we've had the pleasure of taking on. And again, the high level finish, you can just feel it throughout. I mean, these curtains are very high quality, and you can just tell by touching everything. It is very nice. And you've got again, a window. We haven't opened all the curtains. Now down here we do actually, these are where the fan coil units are. So you can see they're nicely hidden away, and they do your cooling and your heating. And you can see all the windows have anti-mosquito nets on the outside. So very nice to have. And you can see how they've paid attention to all the detail. This brings us through to the ensuite bathroom. Really nice bathroom. You've got the dual sinks. And again, I love the style. Obviously, this is the outside to the other property, because you'll see there is actually, you have to go outside and then back in to reach the other property. And you can see really good size shower here, and then you've got the bidet and the toilet nicely hidden behind here. So extremely good size bathroom for this type of a property. Not often you see them this big. Again, mosquito netting on all the doors and windows. And obviously here you actually have a really beautiful, picturesque outside to the property. I don't think I mentioned it much when we were coming in, but you've got this mix of stone that you can see here, and then you've got also at the end the white finish. So this is where you exit the property to go to the final, so not the final, sorry, the second bedroom, which is again separate from the main house. So this is a great house if you want to use it as a holiday home, but obviously if you want to have your friends over and you don't want them in the main house, then this is an incredible property to do that. Now look, again, completely different style in here in the sense of the ceiling is lower here. You can feel it's a different part of the building completely. And then you've got these stone walls, which are very different to the ones we saw previously. You've got a good amount of storage space in here with the, you can see it's kind of hidden away by the curtains. And then the fan coil units, again, that do the cooling and heating. And this leads you through to another very good sized bathroom, smaller than the other one. You can see they've got the shower very nicely positioned in there, so really good sized shower. And then you've got the toilet here and the sink in a similar style to the next door bathroom. You do have your own exits from the actual bathroom itself. We're going to go out from where we came in. And the nice thing about it is that this section kind of has its own outside area. So you can see they've got its own outside shower dedicated for this bedroom here. Just going to close the mosquito net, I don't want any flies going in, so very nice to have. Again, beautiful outside shower area. I love this olive tree kind of coming over and creating natural shade here. So very nice to see. And then we've got the final part of the property, which is again separate to the main house. You've got this sliding window here that you just slide across, and this brings you into the final bedroom. Again, very, very nice. I love the colors they've used. The floors are cement outside and inside. And again, we've got the heating throughout the house. So this is very much a house that can be lived in all year round. You can see the fan coil units here, storage space here, and this gets tons of light because the entire side of that is a window, obviously allowing for lots of light and views onto the swimming pool from this one. Here you've got, again, ensuite bathroom, very similar to the others, and again, a really good size bathroom, especially in these properties. Quite rare to find really nice bathrooms attached to the bedroom. So you've got a shower just round here, and similar to the other bathroom we've just seen, you can see we've got a doorway that leads you out. I want to kind of show you the views here. Look how beautiful the views are from this room. So you've got the views onto the swimming pool and this entire outside area. Really nice to have. And this leads us to the outside. So you've got a beautiful swimming pool here. I do actually love these plants. These are some of the nicest plants I've seen here, and they actually require very little maintenance. So we see them being used more and more. Very nice pool here. It's a 3 meters by 13 meter pool. So it's longer than it is wider. And it's obviously the backdrop there is the rest of the land, which, as you can see, kind of stretches out down below. But coming out to this outside lounge area, I mean, this is what really extends the property, right? Because you've got all of this pergola, which creates tons of shade. You've got this outside sofa area, which is fixed. Obviously, they've done it in stone. So very nice to have this kind of an area, because it really does, it's where you're going to be spending most of your time in this type of a property. But obviously, behind here, they've even got an outside kitchen area. So you've got a fully functional kitchen hob there, as well as a sink here, and obviously all done in a nice style. I like these lanterns kind of hanging down very much in the evenings. You can imagine how beautiful it is to be in this property. And then obviously you can't miss the large barbecue area. So you've got your barbecue area sorted out. This kind of leads you around here. You've got where you'll be spending most of your evenings dining outside, and maybe even the lunches, because you can see a good amount of shade here is where you'll be having your lunch. So a very, very nice house. Now, a little bonus feature, and something we haven't seen often in a property, but I love the idea of, and obviously I share this with the owner. He's got an outside toilet, so you can literally sit on the loo, and obviously this is your view, which I think is amazing. I'm a big fan of that type of situation. And outside here, you obviously got the water supply as well. So kind of a little bit like an outside bathroom, but very peculiar, obviously very, very nice to have indeed. And then you do have an irrigation system here. So you've all got all the pipe work for irrigation. I'm just going to walk round because I do want to show you a little bit of the land. You're in a really nice area here, all the properties around it. We've got some beautiful trulli, we've got rolling hills, and it really is very peaceful indeed. You can't hear any sounds, there are no roads nearby, but you're also very well connected because it's not far off from the main road that brings you from Ostuni to Martina. Got the sound lounges as well, and just overall it's an absolutely stunning offer here we're seeing today. And again, I love the taste of everything, very high quality, nothing needs to be done here, so there's no work that needs to be done. You are pretty much ready to be able to move into the property. If you decided to come tomorrow, we could, well, maybe tomorrow's a little bit too quick, but just the time that it takes to buy the property, and then obviously you can move in ready. So a very nice property here we've shown you today. And obviously if you have any more questions on this property or any of the others, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you very much for watching.